Good morning all. As you all know, KSHEC College Valancheri is holding Dhishana 2021, a multidisciplinary international webinar series in association with Kerala State Higher Education Council. So KSHEC College is a self-financing institution established in 2016, committed to excelling in all its disciplines and provides training in developing professional responsibility, social sensitivity, and cultural awareness. This webinar is going to be an excellent platform for discussing recent trends in the field of language, social science, and science. Today, Department of Physics is organizing the webinar on the topic towards renewable and sustainable photovoltaics, emerging third generation Perovskite solar cells. So, on behalf of the college and management, I cordially invite you all to the program. Let's start the program with a prayer.
ദൈവമേ കാത്തുകൊള്ളുകങ്ങ് കൈവിടാതിങ്ങു ഞങ്ങളെ നാവികൻ നീ ഭവാദിക്ക് ഒരാവിവൻ തോണി നിൻ പദം ഒന്നൊന്നായി എണ്ണി എണ്ണി തൊട്ടെണ്ണും പൊരുളൊടുങ്ങിയാൽ നിന്നിടും ദൃക്ക് പോലുള്ളം നിന്നിളസ്പന്ദമാകണം അന്നവസ്ത്രാദി മുട്ടാതെ തന്നു രക്ഷിച്ചു ഞങ്ങളെ ധന്യരാക്കുന്ന നീയൊന്നു തന്നെ ഞങ്ങൾക്കു തമ്പുരാൻ ആഴിയും തിരയും കാറ്റും ആഴവും പോലെ ഞങ്ങളും മായയും നിൻമഹിമയും നീയുമെന്നുള്ളിലാകണം നീയല്ലോ സൃഷ്ടിയും സൃഷ്ടാവായതും സൃഷ്ടിജാലവും നീയല്ലോ ദൈവമേ സൃഷ്ടിക്കുള്ള സാമഗ്രിയായതും നീയല്ലോ മായയും മായാവിയും മായാവിനോദനും നീയല്ലോ മായയെ നീക്കി സായുജ്യം നൽകുമാര്യനും നീ സത്യം ജ്ഞാനമാനന്ദം നീ തന്നെ വർത്തമാനവും ഭൂതവും ഭാവിയും പേരല്ലോതുമൊഴിയുമോർക്കിൽ നീ അകവും പുറവും തിങ്ങും മഹിമാവാർന്ന നിൻ പദം പുകഴ്ത്തുന്നു ഞങ്ങളങ്ങ് ഭഗവാനെ ജയിക്കുക ജയിക്കുക മഹാദേവ ദീനാവനപരായണ ജയിക്കുക ചിദാനന്ദ ദയാസിന്ധോ ജയിക്കുക ആഴമേറും നിൻ മഹസ്സാം ആഴിയിൽ ഞങ്ങളാകവേ ആഴണം വാഴണം നിത്യം വാഴണം വാഴണം സുഖം.
Now, I invite Mrs. Nimisha K. for the welcome speech. Ma'am, please.
Thank you, Neha. A warm greeting to all. This is the second day of Multidisciplinary International Webinar Series, Dhishana 2021. It is immense pleasure to welcome you all today's webinar on towards renewable and sustainable photovoltaics, emerging third generation Perovskite solar cells, organized by Department of Physics. First of all, I proudly welcome our research person, Dr. Selvakumar Mushaya, Research Associate, Western Norway University of Applied Science. Welcome, sir. And I would like to welcome our Honorable Principal, Dr. Anil, sir. Welcome, sir. And I welcome HOD, Department of Physics, Dr. Jidin, sir. Welcome, sir. And I would like to welcome Mr. Abhi Vorgis, as Assistant Professor, Mathematics. Welcome, sir. At last, but not least, I would like to welcome all my dear students to this webinar Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Next, I invite Dr. Jidin M, HOD of Physics Department, for the presidential address. Sir, please.
Thank you, Noha. Respected Principal Dr. Anil sir, our distinguished Chief Guest Dr. Selvakumar sir, other dignitaries and all the participants, very good morning. On the behalf of Dhishana 2021, it is my immense pleasure to deliver presidential address of this session. The aim of Dhishana is to be open a way to the space of new ideas and knowledge. Also, Dhishana will enrich your interest in the field of research. Today's session invites you all to the world of nanoscience and the third generation perovskite solar cell. We know perovskite photovoltaic devices are among marvelous applications of nanotechnology. Currently, perovskite materials have worldwide attention because of its high energy and high efficiency in the photovoltaic applications. But the field of research in perovskite photovoltaic device is very difficult and complicated. The studies about the perovskite material is also very difficult. But we are very lucky today because one of the experts in this field of research is among with us. That is Dr. Selvakumar sir. It is very pleasure for me to organize an interactive session with Dr. Selvakumar sir. So please utilize this golden opportunity. I request you all to utilize this golden opportunity to interact with Dr. Selvakumar sir. And I would like to conclude my presidential address. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Now, we are moving on to a session. It is time to invite Dr. Selvakumar Pichaiya, Research Associate at the Western Norway University of Applied Science, Norway. He holds his name for 22 international publications, 292 citations, H-Index 10 and I-10 Index 10 for his publications. Currently working as Research Associate at the Western University of Applied Science, Norway, I cordially invite Dr. Selvakumar Pichaiya for his talk. Sir, please.
Thank you. Thank you for the nice introduction. Can I share my slides?
Yes, sir.
Sure,
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for your nice introductory talk. And I would like to welcome you all to the world of photovoltaics. Since the sun could be the future, fuel future, it was said in almost 18th century, but it is the criteria which we are moving towards this future fuel. So welcome once again to the world of photovoltaics, and I would like to thank the organizers and the team, and especially Jitin sir for the cordial invitation to give this, to share my expertises in the field of photovoltaics to the students, particularly to the innovative and active researchers. So thank you so much. And you can see the topic as well, towards renewable and sustainable photovoltaics. So there are three kinds of emerging photovoltaic technology. And I would like to share some knowledge about experimental, how to fabricate devices, and how to easily moving towards low cost and towards renewable and sustainable photovoltaics in this, particularly in this perovskite solar cell. So I would like to give some valid points. Since the time here is 5 o'clock, and giving lectures in the early morning is like, it seems like exciting. And so I would like all of the participants to gain at least a point, some valid points from my presentation would be like happy for me, happy moments for me. So thank you. And before going to my presentation, I would like to put forth my acknowledgement towards these two legends who have given me nice opportunity and to develop my career and everything. And also beside this, I would like to thank some other invitations, some other institutions where they have given me support to establish my research work. Okay, so this is my outline of my presentation, where the need of energy and importance of solar energy. Indeed, we are all in need, and role of third generation solar cells, particularly in perovskite solar cells, and material preparation and device fabrication. And at last, our lab and the world, entire world, global achievements in taking this material towards lab to fab, that is laboratory level to the fabrication level achievements so far. So I would like to share you all. And so these are some of the top 10 problems for next 50 years all over globally. And you know what could be the first among these? So the energy. Since if energy is satisfied with the nation, then all these following disastrous problems would be satisfied. So we are all the country and globally, we are all in need of energy to recover, to rectify all the problems, 10 problems followed up with this scarcity. So today we are going to see how the energy crisis and how to recover it from using our technology. Okay, so need of energy, as we all know, that electricity is the heart of all the global economics, and it provides many shares to the global energy services actually. To be frank, among 1.3 billion people lack electricity, and among them 600 million are from sub-Saharan African. The worried thing is, among those 240 million people are from India. So almost 6,500 villages with scarce in electricity. So by this, the global WHO and all the global nations have taken up some steps to provide electricity, and they have ominously they have achieved some betterment in their producing electricity globally. Since it was by 2005, it was 1.2 billion, and it reduces 13% of global population in the year 2016. All these steps, all these developments actually leads to the fossil disasters because of utilizing fossil fuels, right? So you could have heard a lot of bushfire, forest fire, and you see, I was searching the website on seeing this image, whether it is true or not. But the polar bear standing on the ice bear, it is a real fact. It actually kindles my heart, because it doesn't know how to escape from that ice waters. All these are because of our humanity and the global warming. And you could see that even in India nowadays, in these 3 months, we are going to struggle a lot because of yesterday I heard that there's a burst in the cloud in Chennai. Actually, they will say that heavy rainfall in India or Chennai, like that. But yesterday it was like a burst in the cloud. It's like because of huge waters evaporating towards the clouds because of the global warming, and that have made the clouds to broken into pieces. So that's what if that happens, then that will be a huge, not fall. It's a pouring of rains from the clouds. So all these criteria is basically behind the factor is global warming. So we utilizing because of utilizing these such fossil fuels. So what we need to do, we need to move towards sustainable and renewable energy technology. So in the existing energy scenario, nearly 2/3 of the total energy consumed is produced by renewable energy resources, which leads to pollution. So in just a year of 2020, 3 islands disappeared. It's a God's gift. Island is a God's gift, but we people are making it to sink inside the water, and we are destroying actually the nature, right? So nowadays, the people are urged to move towards a clean, safe, and renewable resources to generate electricity. So among all the renewable energy resources, as we all know that solar energy is the most prominent alternative source as it yields as high as possible. Among that, small fraction of energy is enough to produce non-radiation risk, noiseless, that is noise pollution less, and no emission, and long lifetime energy technology. And moreover, according to a statistics from international energy agencies, UK, that is United Kingdom, covering 0.1% of the Earth's surface with the solar panel, having just an efficiency of 10%. Conversion, that is 100% of solar if irradiated over the panels, if it have the tendency to convert it to 10% into electricity, then it would be enough. It is enough to satisfy the world's total energy need. So with all this criteria, I would like to share some knowledge on the developments in the solar cell and particularly in the third generation solar cell. So this is the solar energy, where it is an electronic device which converts the solar energy into electricity, right? The basic principle behind this is photoelectric effect. So when the sunlight is irradiated over the panels, H nu energy is emitted over the panel, and where the electron hole pairs are created, and then the excited electrons are expelled out by some transporting layers, and thus it constitutes current. Until now, the research level maximum efficiency is achieved so far is 46% in the panel, and commercially it is available as nearly it's 30% they have achieved with some modifications and developments. Okay. So this is the general concept behind the solar cell, working of a solar cell. And this is the clean energy technology, as I have mentioned these points previously. And we must be very proud that we are in India, the people of India, that we are receiving almost good solar radiation. So what we have to do is, we have to convert those solar energy into renewable and clean energy technology for our country to consume electricity, to produce electricity. As such, we are also developing ourselves. Our government is working almost faster and with interest and active to produce, to follow in renewable energy technology. So we have achieved what we have set before 4 years we have achieved. So by 2018 itself, we have achieved what we have targeted by 2022. So we are we are producing almost 5 gigawatt in 2016-17 years. So these are all some of the states which we are producing energy, renewable resources. And yeah, and I would like to say that Tamil Nadu is one of the top emerging renewable energy power, utilizing energy renewable power. And you see that among these 9 places, that is renewable energy generation places, only the Tamil Nadu is the state. All the others are the country. You see, so our Indian country has put forth all our efforts to produce, to utilize this solar power. So I'm really very proud. And also this, I would like to show you that this is a largest solar power plant on a single location, which is located in Kamudi, in the place of Kamudi. And this is one of the biggest one of its kind. That is a rooftop panel located in Amritsar. And this is India's first solar train. So we have started implementing solar panels all over the vehicles. And yeah, so for recent, lot of developments are going on in utilizing this solar power technology. So these are all some of the highlights which I need to showcase you on the development in our country. So as you all know that there are 3 generations of solar cells. The first generation solar cell is a graphene-based solar cells. As you might have seen everywhere, it is available everywhere, commercially available everywhere. Though it is commercialized, yet it has some disadvantages such as material scarcity and high purity requirement. That is, it needs to high pure material, silicon material, and for that we need to apply nearly 1,500 to 2,000 degrees Celsius, which further leads to the pollution. So we need, in order to recover these disadvantages, the researchers have gone for the second generation based solar cell. And in this is a thin film technology. In the previous, it was like a crystalline panels, okay, wafer technology. And in this, it is a thin film technology where the layers is about less than 1 micron. So this easily we can make it to flexible panels. Yet it have also achieved a high efficiency, but here also we are having some a lot of disadvantages such as toxicity, material toxicity, and the material complexity. The formation of 4 tertiary compound formation is typically a hard thing. So with these disadvantages, people have started moving towards the generation of third generation solar cell. In this, particularly the perovskite solar cell have emerged, and it achieved a nearly 25.8% now. So I haven't updated, I'm sorry, and it's about 25.8%, which has been published last week. With this perovskite, what is perovskite? It is nothing but it is a mineral, a crystal structure where it have ABX3 structure, where A represents cations, tetravalent cations, and B represents divalent cation, such as materials such as lead, copper, tin, etc. And X3, that is, it represents halides and oxides. If it is of oxides, then it can be used in memory storage devices. If it is halides, then it could be used in this photovoltaic application. So based on this X3, that is X material, we can selective the material for various applications. So in this, we will be using halides as our X to replace X in terms of X, so as to get a lot of advantageous properties in this photovoltaic technology. Why particularly perovskite solar cell is remarkable in third generation solar cell? Since it have tremendous intrinsic property, outstanding properties within its material and also within the device as well. Since now it is of 29.52%, nearly almost it's 30% of efficiency have been reported so far in utilizing this perovskite solar cell, and till date it is the 21 square centimeter mini module has been achieved 18% of efficiency. And I have said you that according to the International Energy Agency, 10% of efficiency is enough to satisfy the world's energy total need. So we have almost reached double the requirement. So we are in the step ahead to achieve good results. So interesting factor, one more interesting factor behind perovskite structure is your material have to react when it is irradiated. So while it is irradiated, it has to react. And according to a scientist from NTU, they have said that it reacts roughly 100 billion times faster than a camera flash. So then you see how fast it can generate electricity. It can produce electron hole pairs, that is electrons and hole. It has to produce excitons. So it has the tendency to produce faster electron hole pairs. And all we need to do is to find optimal thickness, to find the suitable materials, that is further transport and electron transport and hole transport layers. So these are all some of the optimization which we made to do to effectively utilize this perovskite structure in photovoltaic technology. So this is the device architecture of perovskite solar cell, where typically it consists of a photoactive absorber layer in the center, and electron transport and hole transport layer is sandwiched. This active layer is sandwiched between these two transporting layers, and further it will have some two conductive electrodes. One is optically transparent and the other must be optically transparent as well as highly conductive electrode. So with this we can extract current. So this is a mechanism behind the working of perovskite solar cell. You can see H nu energy is hitting over the perovskite layer, and there it generates electrons, and that is the exciton. It splits the exciton, that is electron and hole pairs. Okay. Further, these generated electrons and hole pairs are moving towards the respective transporting layers, and further it will be expelled out through the conductive electrodes. Okay, this is how it produces electricity. And this is the schematic illustration behind the charge transfer mechanisms in perovskite solar cell, where it includes 7 mechanisms. So the first 3 are most advantageous mechanism, charge transfer mechanisms, and from 4 to 7, it is highly avoided. It must be avoided so as to achieve higher efficiency in our device. Okay, so these are different configurations in perovskite solar cell, where it is the predecessor of dye solar cell. I cannot go. It is a vast subject, and from that we have taken these perovskite structure, and with various placing various electrons and hole transport, shifting these layers, we can produce different configurations in perovskite solar cells. So the major disadvantages in this perovskite solar cell is it's lead containing. So it have some lead containing. Researchers like us, we are trying to replace this lead instead of using copper, tin, and everything material, some transition metals, but it is waste, because we have a lot of electronic dimensionality and strong ionic and covalent bonds, and every more or less huge advantages when using this lead. But scientists are competing that the lead contained in the perovskite, that is in the solar cell, it is negligibly small. So we can implement this lead with the panels. So we are fighting to remove or replace this lead, but yet we cannot achieve so far. Okay, the scope of perovskite solar cell in the year 2025 is it's eco-compatibly and stable, and it must be scalable. So we are running towards this task so as we can achieve easily and so forth. These are some of the various optimizations in the perovskite solar cells and its efficiency, power conversion efficiency, reported in a previous journal. This is the golden triangular of solar cells, where it must satisfy its the low cost, efficiency, high efficiency, and long lifetime. So when compared to that of the conventional commercial silicon panels, our perovskite solar cell almost competing with every golden triangular needs of solar and photovoltaics. The thing is its lifetime. So in terms of silicon, it is 25 years. We can use it for 25 years with effectively, but in terms of perovskite, its structure is highly degradable and hygroscopic in nature. So it could withstand only for a year, about a year. So reported so far, it's about a year. And we are struggling, and we are making a lot of process and progresses in encapsulating these devices and providing some interfacial layers and to improve its lifetime. Okay. So this is also some of the cost and fabrication and efficiency comparative chart with respect to the various silicon and first and second and third generation solar cell. Almost perovskite is having all the raw material cost and material cost and everything, fabrication cost are at low cost, low level. And with respect to efficiency, it is low level. When compared to that of the stability, it is somewhat difficult. So and even globally, it's our task to aim and objective is to go eco-friendly and cost-efficient photovoltaic approaches. With this, we have achieved some. This is some of our my achievement in photovoltaic perovskite solar cell technology, where utilizing some natural extracts to be used in the perovskite solar cells, and we have achieved good results as well. Which I can display you something. And these are all some of the experimental setups. If you would like to follow, or if you would like to do research in photovoltaics, particularly in perovskite solar cell, these experimental would be very useful for you. So I would like to display you pictorial representation and easy to understand. So these are the cleaning process, where we will be cleaning sequentially with acetone, methanol, and isopropanol, so as to clean the pre-patterned and pre-purchased FTO glass plates, and then we will be cleaning with the nitrogen blow. And this is the first layer, where it have compact TiO2 layer. As I said you that it must need a transport layer. This is the electron transport layer. And so for depositing electron transport layer, we have followed a low-cost deposition approach. Since you know that spray deposition is a huge unit, it is a you would have seen, I think, it is a huge unit, and it must need a lot of energy, power supply, and some vacuum conditions and everything. But here we are using just a brush painting, spray painting technique. This you can you would have seen this cost around 500 rupees in our country. And so we have taken this for our lab experiments, and we have sprayed to and fro over the substrate, and we have annealed the layer so as to form the TiO2 structure over the FTO plates. And this is another porous TiO2 layer where it could make the perovskite layer to incorporate inside and to enhance the mobility, charge mobility in the perovskite layer. So this layer is deposited using spin coat deposition, and with the two-step spin deposition. The first one would like to make the solution to spread all over the layer, and the second one used to remove the unwanted layers, unwanted and undeposited solutions over the film. And finally, we will anneal that. We have annealed that. We used to anneal at 500 degrees Celsius, and to the formation of mesoporous TiO2 layer. This includes the perovskite, active perovskite layer, where some stoichiometric ratios of the precursors were taken and stayed overnight. And you could see the various color changes with respect to temperature, with respect to time and temperature. So the 90 minutes after spin, heated at annealed at 80 degree to 120 degree, it turns black, which confirms the formation of perovskite structure. When it is in yellowish, pale yellowish color, then it is of the impact of lead iodide. When it turns into black in color, it confirms the formation of the real and the phase pure perovskite structure. And this includes the deposition of whole transporting layer where stoichiometric ratios was taken, and similar spin coating deposition was also followed. So these are all some of the JV measurement toolkits which we are using in our lab. And you could see this is the first one is some of the masks which we are using, and this is a single cell, and these are some of the cells. And this is the instrument tool which we used to. It is a holder which we place our cells to measure the JV characteristics, that is current voltage characteristics. And this is the Keithley source, solar simulator, Oriel Newport solar simulator, and this is the Keithley source meter. So these are all some of the instruments, measurement toolkits, which you need to know if you are working in a solar cell field. And people have started moving towards carbonaceous materials in perovskite solar. Why particularly is Spiro is the conventional whole transport material, but the major disadvantages in it is it's hygroscopic in nature and high cost material. It costs about 1 gram about $500. So it is hugely cost, and in order to replace this material with having the similar properties, we have chosen carbon as our alternative material, and it almost satisfy all the requirements which do the work of Spiro. Okay, so you can also utilize this carbon layer in various layers as well in perovskite structure, and also having tremendous outstanding behaviors in photovoltaic technology, we can utilize these carbon materials. And the highest certified PCE, power conversion efficiency, reported so far is about 21%, utilizing this carbon material. And you can see various carbon structures also have been nowadays utilized. And with the carbon allotropes, we have achieved good efficiency and as well high stability as well. Following this, we have also like to go to follow the same procedure in utilizing carbon in perovskite solar cell, and we have achieved good results in our research. I can share you some results what we have achieved. So we have these are all some of the natural sources for extracting carbon. We have particularly chosen invasive plant species. You would have heard that this plant, you might have seen this plant, that is Agaya Tamarai. In lakes and in ponds, it covers fully and entire water. It creates a serious threat to the nature biodiversity. It produces both scarcity in oxygen scarcity in both the water and in the atmosphere as well. So as to eradicate this plant or utilize this to get something from nothing, we have utilized this plant. We have extracted carbon from this plant and by using two-step process. So first one is some simple heating, low temperature carbonization process, and the second factor includes some acidic treatment and heat treatments, and thereby we have deposited some various annealing effect with respect to the time and acid treatments. So this is the conformation of structural, where we have obtained graphitic carbon. So if you are getting higher graphitization, then your devices will be functioning perfect. It actually facilitates charge transfer in your photovoltaic devices, and thereby confirms with the Raman analysis as well. And this is the conductivity and the porosity of our prepared material. And the higher the temperature, higher is the conductivity. So at 1000 degrees Celsius, we have almost, you could see nearly 115 ohms it conducts. So it is highly conductive as well. And this is, and also depositing this layer is very, very easy. It's like just brush painting technique. You can easily take the brush and you can spread over the films. And previously you have to optimize in terms of spin coating deposition or spray coating deposition. You might have to optimize the viscous solution viscosity, spin rate, and the annealing temperature and everything. But in terms of these brush painting techniques, it is easy and a novel approach. So which we are following actually. And this is the JV characteristic of our work, which we have achieved. And we have also compared with the commercially available carbon paste, because that hugely and high cost material when you are going to purchase it in the commercial industries. So as to compare with that commercial available carbon paste, our material, the extracted carbon, invasive plant extracted carbon, eventually works competing with respect to similar to that of the conventional carbon material. And also this is the stability chart for our material, and the same champion device evinced a better air stability when compared to that of all the other devices. It could retain nearly 95% of its initial efficiency up to 1000 hours. So we have achieved long-term better stability in our perovskite solar cell as well. Hereafter I would like to show you some of the sustainable developments in perovskite solar cells, particularly present progress and future prospects. So these are some of the legends who have taken this perovskite field into the emergence. And I might have missed someone, but this is from my point of view. They are all putting effort towards taking this material into the next level. And these are some of the PV industries available all over the nation. And I must proudly say that 2 are from India. So Vivan Life Sciences, and you can see the right side bottom corner. So Vivan and PSC, P3C. So these 2 industries are from India, and only one available in Norway. That is this REC. So nowadays it's developing. So they have started to produce panels, perovskite solar cell panels as well. They started to sell panels as well. So the field is changing towards the world is changing towards renewable energy technology. And these are some of the achievements so far. So this is a kind of tandem solar cell where merging conventional silicon solar cell and the perovskite solar cell together to achieve higher efficiency. And it have achieved 30% of efficiency. And I must tell you that the theoretical value of maximum achievement in solar cell is 35 only. So we have almost achieved closer to the maximum level, saturation level. So only the thing is we need to extend their lifetime. So we are struggling and we are fighting to extend it. Okay. And this is another research going on in the global, where the people at the National Energy Laboratory have been started to work to send their panels in the space, and they are testing their efficiency and with respect to stability. If it works, then yeah, it's the moon as well. It will be powered. So research is up to the next level. And this is some of the large scale modules were fabricated in Oxford University. This is A4 sheet size. That is A4 sheet you have seen, and that much size panel achieved in perovskite solar cell, and it is in Stanford University. And they have achieved, you see, low cost over efficiency. That is about $2.5. They have achieved 25 cents per square feet. So it's like an achievement. So they are really moving to the next level in making this perovskite solar cell to the next level. And this is one of the window-based technology where people are working. The Australian scientists are working to implement to install these panels in the windows. So as when light irradiates, it hits the window, then it can produce electricity to your homes. So research is going on. And this is same carbon-based material perovskite solar cells, where they have achieved a long-term stability. Okay, this is another achievement actually reported in the near, where they are fabricating, they are implementing perovskite solar cells inside the cloths. So they are imprinting the materials all over the cloth, and they are when light hits, it generates electricity, and you can charge your mobile and yeah, some small things you can charge it. You can charge your laptops. So research is actually focused on this fabrication process of fiber-shaped perovskite solar cell as well. So you see, this also is the same kind, where you can see some. You can also utilize for some gas sensors. So if people are working in mine industries, and the coal recently coal navally got burned. So if those happens, then if this costumes can help you to activate your sensors by the powered solar panels. And so this is some of the achievement which we have achieved in our lab. And in 2016, I don't know even how to fabricate solar cells. And within a short span of duration, it could be short span, because it's in the 5 years, I could fabricate a large module, 10 cross 10, that is almost 100 square centimeters, and I've achieved nearly 6.3% of efficiency. And not only fabricating devices, we have also designed our task, that this is our focus, and we have achieved. Actually, we are taking the invasive plant. Invasive is threat to the nature diversity. So we are extracting carbon from the waste plant and converting it to carbon, and then those carbon are deposited over the panels, and those panels, that is modules, we can implement it. You can be using it as tiles or a roof decorator. So you can install it anywhere, even on the roofs, in the roofs and rooftops. Even it can perform under low light illumination. If you're having some 40 watts bulb, then those light is more than enough to produce electricity when we implement our modules. So this is a schematic, and we have achieved. I can show you some achievement. So this is the perovskite solar cell, where we have fabricated, and you can see even under light, we can able to run the motor. And this is, you see, another. Even in the low light illumination, even in the tube light in our room, it produces electricity. You see, just we might not need direct sunlight to produce electricity, or any external power sources to produce electricity. And also, that the stability factor is highly damaged because of the rains. So even we have tested using immersing our cells inside the water, and you see, it works. It works almost for 2 months. So it is a good achievement as well in our laboratory. And also, as you see, we can produce electricity in the ambient open atmosphere. It gets the sunlight and it is working. So these are all some of our achievements which we have made in our lab. Okay, and this is also based on our carbon extractor, but it is we have used in our day solar cell application. When you are connecting it series, it can run both a motor and as well as the music. Okay, so these are all my references, and yeah, these are all my research kits, and yeah, finally concluding remark. So as to the world of sustainable energy technology, if perovskite solar cell is a vehicle that carrying 2 passengers, that is cost effective and long-term stability, then we, the academicians and researchers, are the only persons who can pave a smooth, faster and cheaper route to taking these perovskite solar cell from laboratory level to the fabrication level. So you all need to work effectively to change the world towards the world of sustainable energy technologies. And this is my research team. Yeah, finally, last but not least, that go green before green goes. So you might have heard that our country used to say, our national leaders used to say that each one plant one. He who plants a tree plants a hope. Likewise, in the near future, solar energy based on solar panels, today's resource for a sustainable brightness future could be the solar energy. So please go green before green goes. And thank you all.
Thank you so much, sir. That was a really good talk from your side. Thank you so much for spending your valuable time with us. Next, we'll be moving on to an open discussion session for the audience to ask their questions and clarify their doubts.
This is the most needed session because for 1 hour I was moving in a one-way single track, and it will be good to communicate and yeah, discussion part session. And please feel free to ask anything, whatever it could be, because silly questions could give me a valid point to take my research to the next level. You might think that this could be a silly question, but even we can use some valid points from there, and I can utilize in research. Even you can get some points from me. So it is like discussion. So you can ask. Don't hesitate to ask me.
Sir, I have one doubt.
Yes, with pleasure, sir.
Thank you, sir. Sir, what is the role of crystallinity in the case of efficiency of solar cells? Is there any role?
You mean the crystallinity and the role of the power conversion efficiency, right?
Yes, sir. Actually, from the one slide, I see that the amorphous and crystalline nature of the film is affecting the efficiency of the film.
One paper you saw, or in this session you saw?
Yeah, in the starting of this section, sir. I think it's in this, silicon solar cell.
Yeah, actually, you see, crystallinity in terms of it depends on the material. Actually, it must have the tendency, okay, to convert these electron energy into excitons. When you are taking the silicon, it is actually amorphous, and for it converting it into crystallinity, that requires high temperature annealing treatments, okay, and thereafter it can produce electricity. In basically similar to that, perovskite solar as well. If you take, I have also got a work in this, as we mentioned. We have tried to incorporate various concentrations of lead and methyl ammonium iodide and that actually eventually it distracts their structural phenomena, that is crystallinity. So when crystallinity changes, it actually its property also changes. So when it is highly crystalline, it will have some optical behavior. When your material is lower crystallinity, your material will behave different optically. And if you are comparing to the amorphous nature, it won't work actually, because it's in its amorphous stage, its band depth will be of higher. So it cannot make the conduction level electrons, valence level electrons to the conduction band. So crystallinity plays a highly and pivot role in determining the power conversion efficiency. So whenever you are focusing on your devices, you must previously you must be very satisfied with your crystalline nature of your material.
Okay. Sir, another one is what is the main difficulties when we coating the film, for example, perovskite film in the lab? Is it possible to the ambient conditions?
Yeah, good question actually. But this I have also faced the same, and I can share you the consequences. You know that using lead is highly carcinogenic. It is a cancer causing agent. One, okay. So using ambient condition, it can also pollute our water. Even single micro level drop, if it falls down, then it pollutes our land. So pollution. And second thing is our health issue. And in terms of fabrication and device, that is material and device fabrications, in ambient condition, as you know, that they have some organic elements in it: methyl ammonium iodide, ethyl ammonium iodide, pharma medium. So these are all structures organic, based on organic materials. These are all highly sensitive towards ambient conditions. In Norway, it is the average moisture level is up to 75%. So you know, even in these criteria, in these conditions, we are trying to effectively work by various encapsulations and interfacial layers, and utilizing these carbon layers. We are trying to protect the layer from the ambient conditions. So they are all very sensitive towards ambient nature, and we even if you give some 5 minutes of time in the outer atmosphere after coating your perovskite layer, your device won't work. So very carefully we have to design and you have to fabricate. Even if you're getting 2% of efficiency in the outer atmosphere, ambient atmosphere, it is equal to that of the 6-7% working inside the nitrogen glove box. So I'm satisfied, and I'm actually happy to achieve. I have achieved only 8% of efficiency, and that too in the under ambient conditions. So I'm really happy. I don't need a higher efficiency working inside the glove box and nitrogen atmosphere, because that won't make you to implement your panels in the nitrogen glove boxes. Your panel have to work in the under ambient conditions. So what the efficiency you are getting in the ambient condition is your efficiency. Is your real device efficiency. So there are a lot of also some other consequences in the device fabrication, like material preparation and the annealing temperature, and with respect to spin deposition. These are all some of the parameters which you need to optimize, and that takes times. So this is the time also disadvantage in this fabricating perovskite solar cells. So control device, you have to find the control device, then only you can go for the various optimizations.
Yes. Do you have any questions, Mr. Ilyas?
So if you have any queries and further research supports, you can contact me, and you can email me anytime. 24/7, I would like to reply those who have interest in research field, taking this research community to the next level towards green and sustainable energy technology.
Sure. Sir, is there any defect because of the condition of rainy season? Because
yes, sir. Yeah, definitely. We are facing, as you see. So we have encapsulated these devices using some photo frame sheets, polymer thin film sheets. so as it could withstand inside the water. When you are working, we also tried with without encapsulation as well. That couldn't withstand even for 5 days. So it degraded actually, because lead is highly reactive to the water moisture. It easily dissolves in water. That's the major criteria. And also you have the organic component in the structure. So that too easily hygroscopic. That is very highly sensitive towards temperature. So both are major enemies. The water and the temperature is the major enemies for this perovskite structure, and it is very difficult. And for that we are struggling. For the commercialization, in terms of commercialization, we are struggling.
Okay, sir. Sir, those one that you presented in the last slide, just like a effort sheet.
Sorry, sir, I couldn't hear you.
Sir, in last slide, you see some perovskite solar cell in the form of A4 size. I think.
Yeah, okay, the previous report, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, I can move.
What is the materials? That means what is the
this
substrate?
one?
What is the substrate used in that film?
Actually, sir, we can use it must be that the substrate is not at all a problem. The thing is, you must have highly transparent and highly conductive substrate. So these two are the basic criteria, because when you are eliminating light over the other side, it must have the tendency to pass through the conductive layer substrate. So in other applications, you can use non-conductive substrates, but in terms of photovoltaics, you must need that is particularly in second and third generation solar cell, you must have the optically transparent substrate, but not for the wafer technology, because wafer technology working in with respect to photoelectric effect, that is even the silicon wafers will absorb the light, but herein you have various transporting layers in between the active perovskite layer. So you must have you must allow the light to pass through the substrates.
Okay, sir. So another one is already you show some newspaper cutting that indicate the level of countries in the solar cell field. But yes. I think what's the reason in your side, in your opinion, what is the reason how the India will not get in front of the that list?
Sorry, sir. Large scale.
Sir, why the India is always behind that list?
No, actually, the economics is the first criteria. Because you can see that I have working in this field since 2016, and I'm visiting researcher. I've been a visiting researcher since 2017. So when I work in India, the facilities and the laboratory facilities and the compatibilities in our lab is not sufficient to provide these because not overall average. At an average, it is not enough to produce such high esteemed and high achieved photovoltaics. Whereas when I moved to here, whenever I have visited Norway 5 times while I'm doing PhD, and it was about 3 months period. So whenever I come here, I used to fabricate devices. And whenever I return to India, then I might I'll be focusing on writing my papers. So the lab structures, environments, and could be the problem. One of the causes.
Okay.
Yeah, major cause could be the major cause actually. Okay. Because if a student, if a researcher in Norway, he wants to work in photovoltaics, he can get at once esteemed and a clean energy lab. But you take India, can you easily fabricate, or can you approach a lab easily to work in photovoltaics? It's difficult. So it's.
So students, please use this golden opportunity. You have a nice resource person. So please ask him your doubts and clear your doubts. Please raise your doubts.
So if you are feeling a little bit what's shy, you can write to me anytime. You can ask me, and I am there to help you anytime, at any time, regarding your research and regarding your doubts, and yeah, in terms of your field, research field, this field.
Okay. Sir, I have another one doubt. Actually,
Yes,
it's
sir.
not depends on this topic.
Yes, sir.
A
Yes, sir.
general one.
With pleasure, sir.
Sir, what is the scope of Indian students in higher studies in Norway?
Actually, it's
Because
when
I think
compared to
there is
the
so many undergraduate students in this meeting, so maybe this question will help.
yeah, definitely, I can tell you. First, you might need language qualification. So English, but in terms of Norway, if you want to do a PhD or a master degree is not at all a problem for you. It might not need your language efficiencies, but all you have to do is apply on time. So these Norwegian peoples used to focusing, particularly they are interested in the punctuality. So in our country, we used to see or tell the bus timing by around the clock, 6:30, 7 o'clock, like that. But here in Norway, they used to tell 7:01, the bus will arrive. So your bus will be displayed 7:01. You can see the bus within 1 minute. You can see the bus all somewhere. So they are very punctual, and so if you are searching, or if you are getting any notifications regarding any positions, you might be at once apply for it. You don't need the even if you don't have the eligibility or anything, you just keep on applying. Then you will get one position. Then you will definitely get a response. And one more thing, a good thing from these people is they will respond to your emails at once, not like our Indian peoples. It is a shame to tell you, because our Indian people used to lethargically, because I have been writing even to the Anna University administration. I've been writing almost 100 emails, but they are not responding, because the officials has to talk through emails. So you can definitely you can approach a person through email. So search and search in emails, and also you might have a cover letter, nice cover letter describing all your efficiency and potentiality. So with that, you can approach anywhere. In terms of PhD, you might need a language skill, efficiency, proficiency. But in terms of masters, it is okay. You can easily approach Norway. And please try to do your master degree in abroad, particularly in Europe. Eventually, it will take your career to the next level.
Sure.
Definitely. Yeah, whatever it is, you can if you want to get some positions in any field, any sectors, I can get some helps by searching, googling it to you. So I can give you some valid points as well. Last month I have given some presentation similar to this, what and all the scope and opportunities in abroad. So I have given to some college students, that is undergraduate students. They are I think they might have used it. So you have a lot of opportunity worldwide. Because of this pandemic issue, your little bit your position or your vacancies could be reduced in number, but so soon it will be rectified and recovered. But keep on trying. People in abroad, particularly in Europe and US and Gulf countries, are most interesting in our with our Indian peoples, because we work irrespective of time, irrespective of that is the holidays, irrespective of functions and everything. Everywhere we even I used to return to room 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock early morning, where there are no buses. I used to walk. So we have the potential to work all over the days. So they are believing that these Indian people can work for us effectively. So there are a lot of opportunities for Indians when compared to the other peoples. So you just keep on trying, you will get a nice position.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Nice.
All you have to do is make a cover letter, fine cover letter. fine-tune cover letter. You can Google it and you make it. Whatever small thing, even you would have attended a social awareness program, so you can mention that as well. Because I've been once in a leader of a global warming, that is ozone day, and I have mentioned it, and particularly one professor returned to me highlighting that. So whatever a small thing, you have to describe it in your cover letter. So your cover letter speaks about your personality and potentiality.
Yes, sir, sure, sir.
Yes,
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your nice advice. Definitely,
yes,
this will help our students.
definitely, sir. You can contact me anytime for any further purposes, and yeah,
Definitely,
research.
sir. Definitely, sure.
Thank you all. And if you have doubt, you kindly don't hesitate to write back to me.
Quantum dot solar cells. What are the advantages of quantum dot solar cells, sir?
Yeah, quantum dot. Actually, I haven't worked on that quantum dots, but those depends on the second goes to the second generation solar cells. I haven't. I have not much knowledge in that quantum dot, but one of my colleague was working on that. The thing is, uh, wait. The difficulties in forming quantum dots is very you might find difficulties as the formation of quantum dot, because it must be within 10 nanometers, and also some other device disadvantage is it is not as efficient as the other devices, that is the other technologies, when you compare to that of the quantum dots. So you can better move to the next level generation solar cells, because first the dye sensitized solar cells nowadays, it was saturated, it's reached its limit. So quantum dots as well, it is up to reaching its maximum level, but the achieved efficiency is not comparatively higher than that is lower than that of the DSSC. So if you're fighting to work on it, then your research will be a little bit older. So you try to update your device and your technology and your research to the next level. So it could pave you way towards high career, that is career opportunities in the next future. So its efficiency is a little bit lower when compared to that of the other technologies.
Okay.
Because I have mentioned you, one of my colleague, he achieved only 3% of efficiency. So people have achieved nearly 10 times higher than that, because we have achieved 30% of efficiency we are running very fast, and working in quantum dot and achieving 2%, 3% is not effectively, it will not beneficial to the research community. So try to go what is in the emergence. That will give you a lot of opportunities in terms of your profession as well as to your students as well.
Okay, sir. Fine. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you so much, sir, for your time. Participants, we'll be sharing a Google form link in the chat box. Please ensure that you fill in the form so that you can generate your certificates of participation. Okay, I think it's time to wind up the session. Now, I invite Mr. Adib Burgess for the vote of thanks. Sir, please.
Good morning, everyone. I, on behalf of KRSN College and Dhishana 2021, pass my warm thanks to all audience for their significant presence in this meeting. I especially want to thank our resource person, respected Dr. Selva Kumar, for his vital appearance. He spared time from his busiest schedule to grace the occasion. Today, we had an opportunity to hear your thoughts, and this will surely be going to encourage us in our future events. A special mention to our principal, Dr. Anil, being the catalyst that inspired us to do our best. Further, I want to pass my gratitude to Dr. Gidin, Miss Nimisha, and Miss Nuha, and I would like to place my heartily thanks to all the people who work in the background. At last, once again, A warm thanks to all people in this meeting for making this event a grand success.
Thank you, sir. Now, let's wind up the session with the national anthem.